How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray update with 13 pickups. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And I got a few 4K titles and a couple DVDs in here as well. And this is just essentially going to be a mail day. There's a few in here that I haven't seen, and once I do view everything, I will do a proper Blu-ray update where I review them in depth. First up is the Lego Batman movie, and I thought this was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Great voice acting in here. You've got Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis, Michael Cera, Rosario Dawson, Ralph Fiennes. They all did a great job. It was a lot of fun. Very entertaining movie. and the whole Batman character was just awesome. Just basically him versus Superman, and then the Tony Stark thing too. And I like all the different villainous characters and some of the goofy characters too. And it had a good moral message as well, which I liked. But I'll be talking about this one more in depth and talking about the 4K presentation of it as well. But nice release from Warner Brothers. There's 4 original animated shorts on here, deleted scenes, and 6 featurettes. And a nice slipcover too. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed the heck out of this movie, and I would recommend it even if you're not typically into animated movies. And I've seen a bunch of the Lego movies before, like I have the Star Wars one right here. These ones are usually shorter ones. I think this is one of the only feature-length one. And I actually think I prefer this over the Lego movie itself. The Lego movie itself was a lot of fun. But at times it got a bit repetitive. And this one to me was just, again, I love comic books and stuff like that, so that really worked in well too. But it was just a fun ride. And next up is John Wick 2. This is from Lionsgate, and this is the 4K version too. And yeah, this one to me really surprised me. I wasn't expecting to like it. I really like John Wick, but I felt it was almost overhyped. I didn't think Keanu Reeves made the movie great. I think there could have been other action stars in that role that could have done a lot better. Some of the fight sequences in the first John Wick movie just seemed overly rehearsed. And I know you're going to say, hey, yeah, it's a movie, of course it's rehearsed, but you don't want it to look rehearsed, you want it to look natural. And it looked a lot better in here. It looked like he spent a lot more time training and doing the fight sequences and stunts and stuff like that, and definitely paid off. There's only a couple scenes here and there where I thought it looked a little bit too slowed down and choreographed, especially with the one like sumo hitman guy. I thought that scene looked like he was waiting for Keanu Reeves to hit him. But overall, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really good sequel, and they set it up, obviously, to make a third one. That's not a spoiler by any means. And I see Ruby Rose is in here. She's been in a bunch of stuff recently. She was in the recent XXX Return of Xander Cage movie. She was in something else, too. And I remember she was in Orange and the New Black, and everybody was going crazy about her. And when I first saw her, I was like, eh. But I gotta admit, she's looking pretty good. And then you've got Common in here, and he's played a hitman before. He was in, I think it was Run All Night with Liam Neeson. But he's been in a bunch, and then he was Smoking Aces as well. But he's been in a bunch of different movies where he kind of plays like, you know, the badass character. And I thought he was really good there too. I think this was actually better. He was kind of, you know, subdued, and he plays that kind of subdued role very well. But I still think he's a better rapper, R&B artist than an actor overall. But I think he's good in roles like this. But yeah, my one criticism about this movie, I think it's just as good as the first one, but it's too derivative. It's the same kind of thing, and I just wanted something maybe a little bit different and unique from it. But still, I think it's if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. Very stylistic. I like the mirror scene towards the end, and like I don't know if it was MoMA or it was whatever kind of art museum it was, kind of reminiscent of Enter the Dragon, but Enter the Dragon was a classic scene. This one kind of plays it up a little bit more with the mirrors, and which I dig. But awesome fight sequences, shootouts, typical stuff that you're expecting. I think you know, Raid Redemption is probably my favorite recent modern action movie, and I still need to see the sequel. But I think Faster and Bloodfather are 2 action movies that I think are underrated, that don't get enough credit or love, essentially. So yeah, check out those ones. And John Wick 2, pretty good. Surprised me. I wasn't expecting to like it quite as much as I did. Next up is T2. This is from Sony. I remember reading the Irvin Welsh novel when I was in college, and I saw the movie when I was in college, and I remember loving it. And this is essentially, I haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of wary of it. It's 20 years later, and that's crazy to me. And one thing that also blows me away is most of them look very similar to how they did back in the day. So props to them, because I've put on a bunch of weight since 20 years ago. But yeah, so I guess they're just, you know, returning and, I don't know, dealing with life as, you know, grown-ups essentially. So we'll see. I'm a little weary, but over 30 minutes of deleted scenes and a bunch of special features in here. 20 years in the making, conversation with Danny Boyle and the cast, and then you got commentary with Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is such a great director, and I don't know why The Beach doesn't have a Blu-ray release with Leonardo DiCaprio. I freaking love that movie. That's one that definitely needs a Blu-ray release. But yeah, looking forward to checking it out. The original is a classic, so it's going to be hard to live up to that. Next up is Chips. This is directed by Dax Shepard and stars Dax Shepard. I'm not a big Dax Shepard fan, and I'm saying that name a lot, but I am a big fan of his wife, Kristen Bell. Good for him. Oof. Smoking hot, and I guess she's in here too. And then I do like Michael Pena, but I remember watching the TV show growing up in reruns as a kid and really enjoying it. But this one to me just looks like it's going to be way too ridiculous and over the top. The trailers did not do a good job of selling it, at least for me personally. I thought the trailers looked pretty bad. The comedy seemed a bit forced, but it looks like it does have a good supporting cast here with Vincent D'Onofrio, which I'm a big fan of him. Adam Brody's in here, a few other recognizable people, but I'm going to give it a fair chance. This is from Warner Brothers, and yeah, there's not too many special features. I guess it just talks with deleted scenes and talking with Dax Shepard about the original TV show. Next up is a beautiful release. I haven't seen this movie in forever. Dario Argento's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This was his directorial debut, which was shocking. This was a Giallo classic, and I love the newly commissioned artwork. Beautiful box set right here. New 4K restoration, and comes with a booklet, comes with a poster. Arrow Video is just killing it. I'll go ahead and show you. You've got a dual-sided poster with the newly commissioned artwork and then some old school artwork as well. So that's pretty awesome. And then you've got the nice booklet, just tons of behind-the-scenes photos and stills from the movie and information. And then I like the reversible artwork too. You see the newly commissioned one, so I decided to put that one right there, which is freaking awesome. And then you've got a bunch of art or like lobby cards right here too, so that's pretty cool. And this set is beautiful. Arrow Video is just one of the best companies releasing out there today, with the newly commissioned artwork, reversible artwork, again right there, and then the special features, the transfer, just everything. Unique disc artwork, booklets, posters, the whole deal, the whole shebang. I can't wait to revisit this one. It's been a long time, and I love the presentation here. Amazing. Another Arrow Video release, this is from their Arrow Academy line, is Spotlight on a Murderer. This one to me wasn't that great. I was expecting more from it. It was too straightforward. It's basically about this old guy who's I think he's a count, and he has this old castle, and he knows that he's going to die, so he hides in this room to basically piss off his heirs, who are all kind of like little brats. And there's a whole bunch of the heirs waiting for him to pass away so they can get the castle and all of his money. And since they can't find the body, they have to wait 5 years before they can get any of the money or the castle. So they have to upkeep the castle, they live in the castle, and one by one the family members start dying, and they're trying to figure out if it's by accident or by murder. The only good thing I can say is some of the actors did a good job, especially the lead character, his girlfriend in here. She was the best part of the movie for me. But overall, it's just too on the nose. The big reveal at the end was kind of a letdown. Just the pacing was a little bit off here and there. The castle was really nice. There was a good backstory too with some of the descendants. I like that, but they could have done more with it. It was just kind of a bit of a missed opportunity to me. There's better on the back. It says, you know, kind of Agatha Christie-esque. It says going through that kind of territory. I can see that comparison, but Agatha Christie, most of the adaptations have been much better than this one. To me, this was just slightly above average. This is a French film, and it's from Georges Franju, who did Eyes Without a Face and Judex. Both very popular movies. But yeah, this one to me, expecting more from it. I'll talk about it more in depth coming up in another review though. Next up from Disney is the live-action recent Beauty and the Beast movie. Beautiful slipcover right there on the front and back. Kind of has like a hollow foil thing going on here. I haven't seen this one yet. It has Emma Watson, Luke Evans, Josh Gad, Ewan McGregor, Stanley Tucci, a whole bunch of Ian McKellar, Emma Thompson, a whole bunch of people. And I remember there was a bit of a controversy because I believe Josh Gad's character was gay, and I don't know, I think there's like maybe it was Russia or some other country said they weren't gonna allow it to be seen, and there was, you know, a little bit of a uproar about it, which is somewhat ridiculous considering that the time that we're in. But I don't know, I'm not a big Josh Gad fan. I did like him in The Wedding Ringer, which I was surprised I even liked that movie because I'm not a huge Kevin Hart fan either. I think he's a better actually actor than stand-up comedian, and that was one of the few movies I actually liked him in. But yeah, so I don't know, I haven't given this one a chance. Beauty and the Beast is not my favorite of the Disney movies, so I will check this out. I do like Emma Watson though. A ton of special features in here, so if you are a fan, you will enjoy all the features right there from Disney. They always do a great job with the releases. Next up is the newest release of Bambi, and one of the things that they do is continually put out the same movie over and over and over on special editions. This is the Signature Collection Anniversary Edition, and one thing I thought was really cool is they have a kind of art card in here, which you can actually kind of put on your desk to sit. Kind of like original like painting right there in living memory of Tyrus Wong, and you can kind of fold it out so it can just you know, if you want to put it like on your desk or something, you can just kind of sit it like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, but this to me is one of those movies where they just released it so many times over and over and over. And I know Best Buy does like the lenticular covers, which are beautiful. I kind of want to get the one for Pinocchio because that's my favorite Disney movie. A bunch of special features in here, and trying to see the collectible Tyrus Wong lithograph is where that is, and this is the first time on digital copy for Bambi, and again a ton of bonus features, which Disney always does a great job. Next up from Anchor Bay is Three Generations. I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't hear anybody talk about it. It's basically three generations of women, right, or of this family. The young girl, namely Elle Fanning, is basically, she wants to become, she's a girl who wants to become a boy. She wants to have the transgender or gender reassignment surgery. And that's kind of causing a lot of drama in the family. Naomi Watts is a single mother, and then Susan Sarandon was a single mother as well. So she's the grandmother. She's a lesbian. She has her life partner living with her, and they all live in the same like apartment building. And one thing that I didn't like about this was it felt like they were just putting too much extra in it. She's a single mother. The grandmother is a lesbian who's a single mother, and then there's drama with who the father is. It's just like too much extra stuff. I get it, you know, Modern Family, all that kind of stuff. They're kind of capitalizing on everything that seems to be popular. Gender reassignment surgery, you know, Caitlyn Jenner, all the TV shows. I saw an ESPN special about a high school runner who was female who had a gender reassignment surgery to become a male. So it's all over the place. And I just recently saw The Assignment, which was a terrible movie with Michelle Rodriguez in it. But then I think there was a movie, The Skin I Live In, which was an amazing movie, but that was old school and a little not quite the same thing. But this one, to me, if you like the subject matter of gender reassignment and stuff like that, I think you'll really enjoy this one. I think it was handled well, but a little bit too much extra stuff around it. That was the one thing that bogged it down and felt unnecessary and kind of takes you away from it. It's basically all leading up to it, so it's nothing about afterwards of going through. It's all the drama and the build-up, essentially, of getting the paperwork done and getting ready to do it. And, you know, obviously about family. So it's three generations of family right there. But I thought they all did a great job in their roles and kind of felt very emotionally honest, which I appreciated. But again, it felt bogged down with all the extra stuff that was a little bit unnecessary to me. Next up is Kill 'Em All with Jean-Claude Van Damme. This was absolutely terrible. I haven't seen anything that I've from Jean-Claude Van Damme in the past few years that I've liked. Yeah, this has Peter Stormare in here, Maria Conchita Alonso, and their roles could have been better utilized. They were very underutilized characters. The lead actress in here was really good as well, Autumn Reeser, I believe. But it's just so straightforward. He's, you know, basically trying to get revenge. It all takes place, well, the majority of it takes place in a hospital. There's a bit of a backstory, but it's just straightforward action, fighting and shooting people, and it's just way too basic. And Jean-Claude Van Damme looked sickly in this. Like the bags under his eyes, he was moving a little bit slower. I know he's older, he's been in the game for a long time, but even for hardcore Jean-Claude Van Damme fans, I can't imagine anybody really liking this one. This was subpar. This, to me, along with The Assignment, are probably two of the worst movies I've seen all year. Yeah, talk about, you know, plot twist, this and that, please, come on. You could see everything coming a mile away. there was nothing intelligent here, and the dialogue was cringeworthy. At one point, Jean-Claude Van Damme says to the girl, "You're a girl I would like to walk in the woods with and look at the birds." And I'm like, did that really just frickin' happen? And she's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. That is some weird, creepy crap right there. If somebody said that, you'd be like, what is the matter with you? Like, it was just so random, and like some of the dialogue is just so out there. That's just one example. But I don't know. There was just so many things in here that it was terrible. I'm trying to find something good to say about it, and I really can't. It's good to see some familiar faces, but again, the rest of the actors that were decent here were underutilized. That's the biggest issue. Next up from, and this was from Sony, and this is from Mill Creek. This is Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone, which I never saw the full thing of this. I only saw parts of it, and it has Molly Ringwald and Peter Strauss, but it looks super creepy. I'm looking forward to checking this out in its entirety. Old school Molly Ringwald right here. This is from, I'm trying to figure what year. Don't see it on the back. 1983. So yeah, this looks pretty awesome. I like sci-fi. It's my second favorite genre after horror, and it looks like an entertaining sci-fi adventure movie. And I've seen parts of it, and I enjoyed the parts that I did see. Next up from Fox is the final chapter of Bones. I can't believe this has been on for as long as it has. I mean, I like it. 12 seasons, but I don't think I was ever really in love with it. It felt like every episode was too similar with the way that the characters interacted. But I did like a lot of the murder mystery elements, and some of the characters I wish would have been on there for longer too. But yeah, 25 minutes of extras, and a Back to the Lab, a Bones retrospective. So 12 seasons right here on a 3-disc set. And then last from Lionsgate is the DVD. This is set in the 1930s war-torn Ukraine, and this guy's trying to save his childhood love and free his country. And it has Max Irons, Barry Pepper, a few other recognizable people in here. So looks like it's going to be kind of a history war drama right there. So there you go. Once again, when I do finally view all these properly, I'll do another Blu-ray update talking about them more in depth and reviewing them properly. And if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And let me know what your favorite pickup from this lot is. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.